That includes murder. That includes rape. That includes beating up someone.
Everybody, it's Mary back with another reading about our famous, infamous, favorite jailbird, Gypsy Rose Blanchard. And today we're going to be reading about David Blanchard and Kim Blanchard. Okay, before I say anything else, let me just state that everything stated in this reading, this channeling, this video is alleged and for entertainment and speculative purposes only. I am merely a spiritual psychic medium. I get my messages from God and my spirit guides and the angels, and then I can connect with people's energy, or people who have crossed over if they want to come in, like DeeDee or Stephanie, Nicholas's mother. And yeah, I'm not responsible for any actions that you may take as a result of this reading channeling video. Okay, so first of all, Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Happy 2026 to everybody. I hope your 2025 was awesome and good, and if wasn't, I'm sorry. And always look at it like data. Just look at it like what didn't go right, and then how do I make it better. So that's it. Don't beat yourself up. You know, you'll get there. Just keep trying. I believe we can all achieve amazing things, because God is just so good. Just ask and ye shall receive. So okay, back to the cards. So who is David Blanchard, I wonder? Well, David Blanchard is one of the first people that arrived at the scene of the crime, that being Claudinia Blanchard, or DeeDee, where she had been murdered allegedly by her daughter Gypsy Rose Blanchard, or rather Nicholas Godejohn. Gypsy alleges that Nicholas did the murdering that unalived her mother, and I don't believe that. I don't believe it for 1 minute. Okay, I am also waiting for Freedom of Information Act files, and I want to see the autopsy report. Like, I want to have it in my hands and read it. But basically, so we're going to do energy first for David, and then David Blanchard is married to Kim Blanchard. This is a neutral, just a regular Rider-Waite deck. I don't know anything about Kim. I know something, a little bit about David. So, because why was he there so quickly on the scene? He actually, if I'm not mistaken, he climbed in through a window. This was after Gypsy had left with Nicholas, you know, early morning hours of, I think it was July, June 10th. I always get that confused. I think it was July 10th. And so, but if not, it's June 10th. And yeah, like, why was he there? Why is his name David Blanchard? You know, like, how common is that name? You know, and he just lives a few doors down or something. He's just a neighbor, really. And as soon as the police came in and started to really investigate, David and Kim, his wife was with him, they just took off. Okay, and then they set up like some GoFundMe thing for DeeDee's funeral. But when they realized the horror of what happened that night, they gave all the money back or something. That's like an urban legend they'll have to look into. But, you know, I believe that David Blanchard is part of this satanic ring that Gypsy was a part of, and DeeDee. You know, I mean, come on, the shed with the child's bed and the handcuffs. Oh, and I got pictures for you what they found in Gypsy's bag, okay? I feel kind of in Wisconsin, all right? I'm revisiting the trial. That's my next reading. My next reading is, should there be, or is there going to be another trial? And with all this new information coming out, and what does it look like for Nicholas? Because Stephanie keeps coming to me and she's really upset, and she's saying things like she wants us to write, she wants us to protest. Nicholas cannot, he lost all his appeals for a new trial, but there's new evidence coming out now. Why wasn't it used in the original trial? I don't know. But, well, I have an idea. You know, you make a contract with the Prince of Darkness, and you know what happens when you don't, well, even if you do what is stated or what you've signed up to do, it you know, in the end you get nothing good. You know, they lie, they tell you you're going to get, you know, wonderful things, and you don't. So, you know, I'm also going to do another reading again on, yes, Gypsy and Nicholas, because Gypsy's been quiet for 2 days, and Bree came out defending herself about you know, her arrest. And it's like, I'm too polite to say this, but you know, I want it to be like, please be, stop, quit your BS, because you know, she had 37 grams of meth. Come on, that's like dealer amount, okay? So trust me. And where was Baby Roar's party and pictures? No, baby's first birthday and party and pictures. You know damn well that for my own child, his first birthday, he doesn't like cake. He doesn't like pictures very much. When he was a baby, you think I care? I made damn sure that my son was dressed nice on his birthday, his first birthday, and you know, we're gonna celebrate, you know, because he's you know, he's my son. So anyway, where are they? Who knows? So you know, who's the puppet master? Who's pulling the strings? Why did Gypsy only get 8.5 years? She had 10 years, but she only did 8.5 years. Why? She's the luck of the devil. You know, that's really, you know, what I believe. She's the luck of the devil. And, you know, this David Blanchard, in my, you know, unprofessional opinion, is one of the people, one of her handlers. You know, one of the people. I mean, look at those videos of her. She is another oracle deck. What's the energy surrounding this guy, David Blanchard? You know, apparently he's no relation to Gypsy, okay? But he lives a few doors down with that name, David Blanchard, okay? In Missouri. Not Louisiana, not near her family, not near her father's family in Louisiana, in Missouri. He lives just down the block from her. Really? How uncoincidental. And he was never called into the trial to testify. Neither Gypsy, because Gypsy's trial was separate from Nicholas's. So she came and God knows she testified against Nicholas, but David Blanchard never testified. How'd he get away with that? If he was on the crime scene. A concerned neighbor. Really? A concerned friend and neighbor of DeeDee and Gypsy. Really? You're so concerned? Like, why did he run into the house so quickly? You know, everybody thinks it was Aaliyah and her next door neighbor. What is it? Mel was her name or something? Whoa, those wanted to come out. These are actually heavy duty shaman cards. So, because I'm wondering, because this energy is dark. I've been there in the room the night of, and I can see there's more than just Gypsy in that room, in DeeDee's room. Later on, there were other entities there. I thought Dan might be one. Oh my goodness, 3 cards came out. You see, I'm talking about who else was there that night. And we have all these, actually 4 came out. This is going to be interesting because this is oracle deck, and we have the tea leaves and the tarot. So you know what, let's just pull these oracle cards first and see what's going on. So what's the energy? Sensitivity and strength, tapping the forces within. Yeah, you better believe that he is. White feathers represent protection. Okay, let me explain to you really quickly. Angels have duality. In the spiritual war against God, you had, you know, Lucifer used to be the #1 angel in heaven, the most beautiful. He guarded the throne of God, and he was the head morning star, the #1 morning star. But he got wind of God making human beings, and he got jealous, and so he wanted to take God's throne. I don't know. My other speaker keeps going on and off all day long. I don't know if that's like, you know, that happens in my house. Things move and lights flicker, and now my little portable speaker keeps going on and off, so I apologize if you hear that. But yeah, so we have tapping the forces within, And, you know, this is what I believe about David Blanchard. I believe that he is, you know, from a satanic cult. He does not have, he has his own best interest at heart, which is why he ran in there to check his inventory, you know, not check his inventory, but check the inventory. Apparently there was $5,000 found in a side table drawer of DeeDee. I wouldn't doubt it. You know, I have pictures. I will put them in the intro to this video or the outro, but you can see the nest egg. You know, Gypsy grabbed, I think it was $49,000 or $149,000, something like, I think it was $49,000 she took in cash. Okay, like, I have a picture from the trial. I'm rewatching the trial again, and you know the things that she took, and you see it took a lot of work to get it all together. White feathers, okay, these are from angels. Usually a white feather means protection, so David Blanchard was protected. Okay, these are angels of the dark. All right, anvil. You know, Hephaestus in Greek mythology, he used to make the weapons for the gods. He married Venus, but Aphrodite actually in Greek mythology. But, you know, it's like, I just see him, like, he's working away at this project because, you know, he's like chipping away because, you know, he has, what ultimately do they stand to gain from the death of DeeDee? Money. And why do they have to get rid of her? Why have they unalive her, allegedly? Because she's sick. She's getting very, she has diabetes, and her mind is starting to go. Also, Gypsy gaslighted her for like a year, 2 years ahead of the unaliving, the Smurder. So DeeDee, you know, who knows what she may have said? Who knows what she could have opened her mouth about, you know? So David here is using sensitivity. Yeah, he's gonna go through the window and be so concerned. Where's Gypsy? Her wheelchair is here. Oh no, he knows exactly what's going on. Also, white feathers like this, especially the small ones, they usually indicate like a need for good hygiene, right? So it's like they're telling him clean up, clean himself. This right here, my mind is like, yeah, he was there the night of the unaliving of DeeDee, and or he was there, you know, after she was unalived, and he was, you know, like, get rid of the evidence, clean up, good hygiene. Then he has to clean himself to get the DNA off of him. So yeah, and he was strong enough to do this. You know, he's the ringleader of this, I think. Let's see. Yeah, let's see. But yeah, right away, it's already saying yes. He had a definite role in this. The gift. Okay, so we've got a lot of red here, which, you know, I was thinking cleaning up what? Blood. and the white of the purity, you know, he's got to take Gypsy's purity. And we have this swan here, which usually represents love and longevity, long life, you know. And so, yeah, David been watching Gypsy for a long time. And the gift, yeah, it's a gift for him. Absolutely. You know, if DeeDee is not there, he went for the money. The money. I'll show you the pictures, you know. But yeah, so he saw this actually as like a gift. Oh, I'm hearing it was a gift also to Satan, to Lucifer. It was a gift to him as well. What they did, the Smurder, allegedly. Yeah, it was a gift for him. It was like, yo, we're your followers. We love you, and we want, you know, we want to give you a gift. So yeah, let's see, middle world. Yeah, middle world, this card is all about having dominion over the heavens and the under the heavens, right? Like you're really, you got it going on in the earth, right? And it's pretty smooth sailing, and you have all the gifts at the middle. It's not the earth, it's like right one level below it, like kind of like the Hobbit type of region. And why am I thinking of Sauron all of a sudden, you know? But like, look at all these blackbirds, you know. Only in Tibetan Buddhism are ravens looked at as like symbols of good omen. I believe it's only in Buddhism or Tibetan area, Nepal, places like that. But no, see, actually I made a mistake. It's not the earth. The earth is a separate card in this deck. But and 36 reduces to 9, which is, you know, oh my goodness. So we have 3 here, which is the beginning of using your creative abilities and talents, his clever thinking, his hard work, his doesn't miss anything, you know, and goes out and you start to take action, right? That's the beginning. And it's tapping the forces within. Then we have the number 5, the gift that's changed. Unaliving DeeDee changed everything. Something went wrong that night too. You see, they're in the middle world. They're not exactly living on the earth plane and being rational about it. They're being a little, you know, irrational, leaving things in Gypsy's hands. But let's see. The middle world is like, yeah, it's between heaven and earth, kind of. It's like slightly below the earth, but it's between the earth. You see, there's like a bubble around the tree, and you know, this would be like almost a tree of life. Look at the roots, but it's bubbled off, you know, because it's unnatural what he did. It's unnatural. Those acts, what they did. The wind, look at that mess. Look at that, like whoosh, you know, it kind of goes with the gift here. But the wind actually is all about the four winds: the north wind, the south wind, the east wind, and the west wind, and having dominion over all four of them. And if he's aligned with the forces of darkness, then he, David Blanchard, would have power. There goes my speaker and the message going off. Okay, I can't make this up. And yeah, so he's very powerful. I just heard wizard. He's a very powerful. Wizard is the next word I heard. Number 69 again, completion. It was a task of completion, and the completion was DeeDee. Yeah. I just heard she had to go. She had to go. Okay. I'm just the reader. And then you see they have the connection to the spiritual here with a hawk. And, you know, hawk is kind of opposite of the swan here. The swan is protected, you see? See Nick and Gypsy kind of like, oh, they're all protected, but you know, no. This is, look at that red. Where is it coming from? It's not her dress. It's just red underneath the swan. It's I don't know if I could say it's bloody underneath it all. At night, when did the unaliving occur? At night. What's in that little box, I wonder? We can ask. Okay, oh my goodness, there's so many oracle cards. I don't usually do this. The witness. Oh my goodness, I can't make this up. And that's 10, which reduces, 64 is 10, which reduces to 1, actually. And yeah, he was there the night of. David Blanchard, he was there. He saw what happened to DeeDee. Absolutely. He saw, he's a witness to it. He's a very old soul as well. You see the Eye of Horus right here? He's very old soul. Shamanistic symbols, you know, sacred, not sacred geometry, sacred symbols, sacred spiritual symbols. You have weird things like, look at this, like it looks almost reptilian. If you know about star seeds and stuff, you know, like he's reptilian. And he witnessed it. There's not more I can say about that. We have, after that, the wild woman. Oh, whoa. If that's not Gypsy, I don't know who is. This is Gypsy in, yeah, see, 62. And they promised her abundance and wealth and forever and always. You know, like youth and beauty and all those things. The wild woman dances. You know, she dances onto the earth's plane, and she dances her way through life. But not always. You see, this is just one aspect of it. So like by the time Gypsy unalived her mother, I think we've seen the videos of her dancing. I can also put some clips up of that. All she needs is a pole, and she could do what she said to Nick, go to the bar and do jello shots. And I don't know, I can't do her voice right now. It's kind of creepy. But yeah, I want to go to a bar and have fun. And then two videos later, she's crying. Because why? Look underneath her. She's on fire. She sets people's lives on fire. Gypsy does. You know, she's not the average, like, to be, let's say, a model or a famous, like, a beautiful, you know, cover girl type of thing, right? And that's an objective statement, all right? I was a model for Click Model Management, so in Manhattan. I didn't want to be a model, but I was discovered, and my bosses at where I worked wanted me to do it, so I finally was like, okay, fine. It's like, if you want to go look at old Doc Martin commercials, like, I'm in them. But so I can tell you that Gypsy is she's too short, and she's just no, okay. So, but she has a lot of passion, and she has a lot of, you know, it is, where is she lighting fires? So she lit a fire under her mother with the gaslighting, And she lit a fire under Nicholas. She uses passion. She uses sex. She uses what she believes are her beautiful good looks. She transformed her face. She'll wear wigs. She'll, get a nose job. Like, she just got out of jail. What's her first move? Nose job. Yeah. What's her first moves? Like, get back with my original boyfriend who walked away. Kenny's the only one who walked away. And then he came back. I believe it's because of money and because anybody attached to Gypsy is in on what's going on, except for maybe Mia. I think that she just doesn't want to know and she left, but everybody else kind of knows. I'll have to do a reading on Mia, but Dylan, yeah, he knows what's going on. They played with Gypsy when they were kids. I showed him one of my other videos. It's like a family photo, and Christy's the one taking the picture because Rod's in it, Dylan's in it, Gypsy's in it, Mia's in it, and DeeDee's in it. I mean, Gypsy's got to be about 10 years old in this picture in a wheelchair. And, it's just like, why are all of Christy's kids there? But Christy isn't. Why is DeeDee there? It's just weird. So like, this is Gypsy. So yeah, David Blanchard is somehow related to Gypsy, or what the message I'm getting is he took that last name so he could have access to the money and the house. He could be like considered a relative and he would profit. It would also be easier for him to get his hands on Gypsy's medical records or any records and make it look as if, he's part of her life, like, not like DNA, like her family. Yeah. Because I don't think David is Rod's brother. I mean, if it is, I don't know, because I've tried to look him up. Oh, look, there goes my speaker turning on again. And my phone makes a little notification sound. It's saying that the speaker turned back on. But I'm saying I don't think he's Rod's brother because I've looked it up. And I can't find any evidence of that. Although I am going to write, I'm going to try to make a genealogy chart to see who did what and have it like draw a picture for us. All of us get a picture. I'll make a picture. Why don't I? Okay, sure I will. Okay, and the last card for David Blanchard is the medicine wheel. Wow. These are his spirit animals. And so he's a busy fellow with the hummingbird here. He's watchful and protective like a hawk. He can see from outside. He had a house down the road from Gypsy and DeeDee, okay, in Springfield, Missouri. He's got oh wow, I'm getting really bad chills down my neck and in my heart chakra, like right through my back even. Like somebody just shot like a taser through my middle section here, like where my heart chakra is. This is really weird and uncomfortable. That means some energy is coming in. I don't know who it is. Okay, I gotta take a breath. Because if any energy wants to come in, if it's anybody, I will speak with them. And then, of course, we have the snake, wisdom. He knows something for sure. And, of course, we all know that the snake is, like, evil, seen as evil. Snakes are not always evil, but they do represent wisdom. Oh, my goodness, my shoulders and the back of my throat chakra. He has dominion over, just like this card with the wind. The witness. This is Gypsy right here. He witnessed what she did. So in his world, the middle world, that's not exactly of this earth because it's on the astral plane where the darkness, where the spiritual wars happen and stuff, and also the astral plane where people have crossed over and the Akashic records and stuff. But there's a spiritual war going on right now, and the angels fight with each other. And, they either pick infinite source God or they pick, Lucifer, who is God's son, by the way, God's creation. She just got really upset one day and said, no, I want it my way. And God's like, no, I think you want a timeout. And Lucifer's like, no, I want it my way. And then he fought and he lost. So that's kind of like the middle world going on there. David Blanchard has dominion over the wind. He taps into his own source of energy. Inside, he's like steel. But he was concerned about protecting Gypsy, protecting his investment. I keep hearing that, protecting his investment. And he went in to the house and he did damage control too, to make sure, like, even after DeeDee was unalived. You know, he had to make sure that Gypsy's, you know, no trace of anything on her. That's no. We're all gonna leave that for Nicholas. You know, put it in a little box and give it to Nicholas. You should see what his duffel bag looked like. The one he brought his clothes in, as if he was gonna stay in Missouri. You know, he could have. You know, why didn't Gypsy just go to him, get on a bus and go to him? Why? Because she's part of this other world where dark forces exist and are real. And you know, please believe me now, because you know I don't make this stuff up, and this is what I believe. So he has dominion over the wind, which each wind has a different property to it. We don't need to go into all that right now. Let's just say that he is powerful. He's very powerful. And right here he has a hawk, and here again he has an eagle with the snake. And so he has a lot of spirit animals. I'm hearing he's done a lot of sacrifices with animals. He witnessed. He didn't unalive DeeDee, but he certainly saw it. Gypsy's abundant. They promised her abundance, money, fame. She got it. She got what they promised her. And the medicine wheel, you know. And it's not only just these spirit animals are on his side, and he has you see the arrow tip here? The arrow, where is it going towards? The black, right? That's like the opposite of the sun. And we have another 8 here, which is prosperity and abundance and infinity and like wonderful things, you know, infinitely. And that's what they get promised. This goes with the wind, actually. He's very, very strong. You see the 4 quadrants here and the 4 different animals. He's a very busy man. He stays busy, watches over things, got a lot of spear points on each side. This is the wheel of life. So he has dominion and power over a lot of different aspects. They're granted to him from, you know, the Prince of Darkness. So let's see more. The night of the unaliving of DeeDee Blanchard, was David Blanchard involved? There goes my speaker. Yeah, it went on. Well, we got... I saw that. I'm not surprised, but let's just keep going here. I like to go through 5 at least, because 5 has changed, so something's gonna change. 3. Okay. Was David Blanchard there? What role did he play, if any, in the unaliving of DeeDee Blanchard? 3, 4. What role did David Blanchard, if any? Who is he? What role did he play in the unaliving of DeeDee Blanchard? Was he there that night? Who is he to Gypsy Rose Blanchard? Is there no relation whatsoever? And there we go. This one wants to come out too. So we'll take that. I'll take it. Okay, let's see. Sorry. Yes, I still have a small table. Small table tarot. Clear quartz, giant slab of clear quartz. I probably should have done that before, and it always stays right there. So, okay, was David Blanchard there? Oh, you know, when I was shuffling earlier for him, I was just thinking about it and putting the energy into this deck. This one came up. So, we have the Wheel of Fortune, right, with Pisces and Sagittarius, actually. And it's just like sensitive, but again, look at the snake again, right? And a demonic creature right here. And we have the Sphinx almost. And then these are extras almost, because in the regular wheel, we get everything changed that night. Everything changed. Okay? These are also angels. Look, it's a bull. Weren't the Israelites that when they got out of Egypt, they were in the desert, and Moses goes up the mountain and he comes back down and they're worshiping a golden calf? You know, like what it says in the Bible, it was a false idol. And then we have a lion with wings here. So he portrays himself, I'm hearing that he portrays himself as a Christian, and he's not, you know. And again, we have the bird, we have the eagles here. The eagle with a package, just like that. More bird imagery, even though a swan, the swan is killed. If there was any sweet love between Gypsy and Nick, it was killed, taken out. and you know, Gypsy doesn't really care now. And then we have an angel too with, look at that, like a suitcase. What did the baggage look like that they brought with them on the bus to Wisconsin? Huh? I don't know. I wonder. Okay, next we have the Empress. This is always usually Gypsy, Earth Mother. She's obsessed with having babies. Maybe David Blanchard wants her to have babies, you know, so they can put them in sacrificial gatherings together. You know, I can't make this up. All right, we've got another tree here, like this, the middle world tree over there. And this cup also, I mean, this card also represents a lot of times for me, it's like partying, drinking, but with the full moon there, it's ritual. He was there that night, and Gypsy was looked at as like the earth goddess type, the earth mother, the one who can have children, give them more children in the future. She's a step on the ex-trafficking railroad, and you know, that's why they had the shed out there with the bed. It never made sense to me until I really looked into it, you know, and I was like, why would they have a bed out in the shed? That doesn't, a child's bed. And Gypsy has all these things, handcuffs, and, you know, like, let's play master and servant. I'd like to see what she was listening to for real when she taped those videos of her dancing, but yeah, definitely, he's involved. Gypsy's whole life changed that night, and it was because they did a ritual. Okay, where was God? I wonder. This card usually does mean God, but it can also mean just success, like super, like awesome, like never thought you'd get away with it. I mean, Gypsy is walking out free. David Blanchard, who really cares about him besides me and maybe some other super hardcore, like Gypsy goes back to jail fans, you know, and Nicholas goes free. And also we have Leo right here, and you know, I'm sorry I don't read Hebrew letters, I'm learning this deck, but I like it. And so we have the sun in Leo, and so yeah, that is correct. The sun is the planet attached to Leo, and Gypsy got away with it. She did, and she was like, I'm feeling that baby Aurora is not hers. But just like I said here from the Empress, they get babies through Gypsy, a lot of prosperity and abundance through Gypsy. And David Blanchard, nobody, he's free. He's walking around. He's acting like he has nothing to do with this. And that's, yeah, I think he disavowed himself, like on the surface from after DeeDee's gone, you know, but like, I don't know what he's doing today. But for certain, he pretends to be a Christian. He pretends to be, yeah, that's it, a Christian, and he, you know, pretends to have a normal, happy life. He's actually very successful at what he does for a job, and also he's successful on the astral plane doing this stuff, this dark stuff. Even though it's the sun, he's very good. Like Gypsy said, I want to be really, really good at being really bad. Yeah, he's very, very good at being bad. And then we have swiftness. We have the 8 of Wands, and something is coming to him quickly, probably because of what's happening with all the videos coming out for Gypsy. Is it going to be a trial? Ooh, it's not good. It's not good. It's oppression. Yeah, they're going to look at him. He's going to be called back in. He's overburdened by this. Oh wait, what I'm hearing, I'm just getting a message, is he's overburdened in the sense that like he's worried a lot about, he feels that something's coming after him quickly. He's scared. He wants to run. He can't run. It will look suspicious. So, although it's been 10 years almost, 8, yeah, 9.5 years, I think. So, since Gypsy got out, almost, not 9.5 years now, that she was in. So that was 9.5 years ago, approximately. And yeah, so I'm getting a feeling that yes, there's going to be another trial, and he's going to be called in as a witness. He was on the scene. He should have been a witness. Why was it suppressed in the first trial? I have no idea. Let's see what the tea leaves have to say. Whoa, that one just fell out and rolled its way over there. This one actually, I can't pull one of these. There's so many come out. Whoa, I can't make this up, okay? And I'm back because my camera just stopped. So maybe the forces of energy don't want David Blanchard's protection, don't want us to hear this about him. But so we have for the tea leaves, key, successful outcome to your problems. So looks like he's not gonna ever be attached to this crime or this case with DeeDee Blanchard. Cobweb, interesting. A protected from negative forces beyond your control. Maybe he didn't have anything to do with it, but I doubt it. Oh, we have an astral house card. This is perfect. I love it. We're gonna have some concrete answers right here. He's been protected. And look, it's a flower. And this one, I believe, is like a rose. This one here. And yeah, I often say about Gypsy, oh, what a tangle web, you know, and he's protecting her. David Blanchard. Like, how did she get out of jail after 8.5 years? Truly, think about this, man. Coins, money will be coming to you. I said this has to do with money. Money, and he gets part of the money. Astral house. This is interesting. The astral house. Success. Look at that. When you're in alignment with the Prince of Darkness, you know, usually they promise you success and wealth. Money will be coming to him. And you see, they're two different, same message. And this is a dark cobweb. This is spidery. And he has the key. He has the key so that he doesn't go to jail, so that he has nothing that we don't really find out. He's overworking for sure. Overtime, swiftly. These things came to him swiftly. And things over here. He always had the key. I think this is probably one of my favorite cards that has to do with what happened that night, because just look at it. It's a ritual to the moon, you know. It's a ritual. And yeah, and we have another 3, like sensitivity and strength. So, and also the Empress is the 3rd card in the deck. So that's what's going on with David Blanchard. Was he involved? Yes, he was. To what extent? Very deep. Very, very deep. Very successful at what he does too. Gets away with it. And he gets things done swiftly. Although he has a lot. Now, see, this card says oppression, but it's the 10 of Wands. So also the 10 of Wands is, you know, like, it's associated with fire and passion and things like that. And oh look, he's also an old soul. I think I did say that with the Shaman Oracle, you know. And look at all these old structures here. Like, they're making me think of Mesopotamia. I don't know why Mesopotamia, but ancient. It's not Greece. It's not Rome. It's, yeah, like Mesopotamia. Maybe Assyrian. Not that that matters too much, but I'm trying to feel out what his past life was. But it doesn't really matter to me too much what his past life was. It's like what you've done in a past life. Like on some other person's account on TikTok, I mentioned that Gypsy in a past life was in the Holocaust. She was Polish, and she was in Auschwitz like as soon as it was up and running. And she survived for 2 years, and she, you know, she was able to lie, manipulate, and cheat, and do what you have to do to survive in a concentration camp. But ultimately, she was shot with a group of other women, and they would get together and they'd organize. Now, she also met Nicholas. He was a British officer, and he was in a POW camp that was either part of Auschwitz, you know, or like very close to Auschwitz. And, you know, they're doing work, they're building up Auschwitz to be stronger, better. Hitler wants a better plan. What is it called? The final solution. Yeah. So what did he do? He kept building. Well, he didn't. He, you know, he sent his people to do it. I think it was not Goering, not Goebbels. I think it was Goering. Hess was his mouthpiece. Goebbels was like his second in command. And I don't know. It doesn't matter. This isn't a World War II lesson on the powers of Nazi Germany. The point is that Nicholas was in a POW camp, and he caught sight of Gypsy, and he fell in love with her. And he helped her survive, too. Until she was shot with all these other women, like 5, 6 other women, and thrown in a pit. I've seen her hand like this, coming out of a pit, right? That. Also, Claudinia, there are some pictures of her, which I cannot put on here. I'll get banned. After she was murdered, and her hand was kind of like in the same position like that. But I saw that picture after I had the vision of Gypsy in a camp. And if you watch some of my other videos, I go into some of Gypsy's other past lives as well. So you can believe me or not, it's up to you, you know. But if you want to laugh your ass off, or excuse me, LOL, on other channels about what I'm saying, you're more than welcome to do that. It's no skin off of my back, trust me on that one. I know, I believe what I'm saying is absolutely true. Yes, David Blanchard is no relation to Gypsy, but unless that's the one thing I will admit that I don't know, okay? I really don't know, because like I said in many of my readings, I don't really look at social media before I do a reading, because I don't want that channel, that information to influence my messages that I get. I like to be a conduit, a pure channel as much as possible. So these are the messages I got. And so yeah, I mean, this is a pretty brutal image, even though it doesn't kind of look at the blood on the swan. You know, I really believe that Gypsy was groomed into, you know, being the person she was. Demona and Gypsy and I don't know, Kitty and Ruby and Candy and all the different ones, you know. And I think that, you know, Nicholas and her, it's kind of tragic. You know, it is tragic. Nicholas is in jail. Gypsy's free, and she's hurting other men. They're all in on this together, pretty much, except for Ryan. Although I'm quite sure that Ryan knows things about Gypsy, because he doesn't know that girl in those videos. I doubt it very much. I'm sure she told him things, or she did little dances, or acted that way for him too. As soon as she got out of jail, she couldn't do it in jail, but I guarantee you she did it in little subtle ways, because that's what Gypsy does. So this is David Blanchard's reading. Yeah, he is part of the cult, and I don't mean the band, and he had a hand in DeeDee's unaliving. See, there's other figures here in the all-seeing eye forest. So that's the reading on David. Yes, I was going to read his wife Kim, but it's almost like, why bother? Because it was really David that I wanted to read about. But I'm going to look into more pictures, and I am rewatching the trial, because I believe that Nicholas should get a new trial. I know that he can't be tried for the same, well, he also can't be tried for the same crime twice. But there's new evidence coming out, and things that Gypsy has said that could cause there to be a new trial. Like, you can re-examine a situation, a crime. You can. So even at the very least, Nicholas's stepdad, or his father actually, could sue in civil court, like Nicole Simpson's boyfriend, who was murdered with her in their bed, in Nicole's bed, by allegedly O.J. Simpson. I mean, I believe he did it. And, you know, but the thing is that I think his name is Ron. I can't remember his last name. Nicole's boyfriend, Nicole Simpson's boyfriend. And he was murdered along with Nicole. And his family sued O.J. Simpson in civil court, and they won. Now, you know, it doesn't matter how much money they won. They're never going to have their son back. But they got some justice for that. And, like, I'm thinking at the very least, Nicholas's family should sue the living daylights out of, you know, Gypsy or David Blanchard. Obviously, he has the money. Watch Gypsy throw somebody under the bus. You know, she's already thrown Brie under the bus. You know, gets her busted with the math, smeth, and, you know, it's just like, I don't know. You know who wants to give us answers? DeeDee. But the thing with DeeDee is that she lies. Even though she knows what went on, she lies. She keeps insisting it was Nicholas, and then Stephanie will come in, and Stephanie will say, no, it wasn't. It was all her fault. And I don't know what she means by all her fault. It could mean, all DeeDee's fault, that Gypsy's like that and did that to her son. It could mean that it's all Gypsy's fault. I mean, Stephanie basically blames, you know, DeeDee, and DeeDee blames Nicholas. So I have DeeDee's deck right here. I just took it out. Let me see. Page of Cups. See the magic? Very unusual situation. Magical things happening. Which came out in another card the other day, Abracadabra. You know, it's like, yeah, this is beyond belief almost, you know, what happened. Especially like with Gypsy being able to walk. I'm trying to put this away, and it won't, like I'm trying to put them together so I can shuffle again, and this one pops out. 7 Cups. Like, this is all the insanity, and can represent mental illness, drug addiction, too many choices. Look, this figure's going crazy. DeeDee was going crazy. Gypsy was gaslighting her. Probably David Blanchard as well had a hand in it, because Gypsy can't do all these things by herself. She's only, what, like 4'8" or something? She's not even like 5 feet high, I think. She's like around there, and yeah, like even DeeDee doesn't know who actually did it. It's just that it's like very unusual, highly like magical forces that came in, and you know, and also these goblets here are really making me think of rituals. And then we have the 10 of Wands. Again, we have the 10 of Wands. And so the situation, because of DeeDee's unaliving, is oppressive. It's too much. It's a lot to handle. Or it was. But, oh, that's the message I'm getting now. Yeah, it's going to be now. DeeDee, even though she will be vindicated in the sense that we're not going to see her as the Munchausen by proxy anymore, because she never had MVP. I guarantee you Gypsy would be dead by the age of 12 to 14 at the latest. Malingering, I doubt it. I doubt it very much. Gypsy does have a medical condition, and the medications that DeeDee had were for those medical conditions. And yes, they can, back in the 90s, doctors were giving out painkillers like candy. So, you know, and all DeeDee has to do is basically say, like, she's freaking out or whatever, her daughter's sick, she's taking care of her, she's overstressed, all that stuff, and she could get painkillers or sedatives easily. And Gypsy admitted that she was eating, I think it was painkillers, like crazy. So Gypsy is an addict, and you know, she might not have recovered in like I did by going to a meeting one day. She went to jail. You know, she couldn't get her hands on it. A lot of people get sober in jail. You know, but I don't. But that, just stop using. Doesn't use this word. But yeah, so DeeDee feels that. And look at these children on this road. Tell me this has nothing to do with sex trafficking, please. Please tell me. Please tell me this has nothing to do. Go ahead. Try to. I know it's tarot cards and stuff, but you know, to me, I get my messages from, like I said, from God, my spirit guides, and angels and stuff. So energy, frequencies, you know. I said I had an entity in here a few minutes ago, but I don't know where it went. That's normal for me, though. Sometimes I get, like, passed on little mammals and stuff, you know. Like, once I think it was a little fox with me one day. I said, little fox, you just died. I could feel it scared energy. So I just said, stay with me. And then by the night, it calmed down, and that's it. It went on its way. So this Smurder, I mean, look at these babies. Look at these children. It's like DeeDee. This is DeeDee's deck. This is like Gypsy almost, right? Like with the bare feet, you know, because Gypsy, why does she really need shoes? She's in a wheelchair. I mean, she did wear shoes, but, you know, and then we have, like, if Aurora exists, you know, and she's not actually a burden. She's not oppressed by this, DeeDee. She actually sees somehow that this, even though this card is one of like, oh my goodness, what do I do? I'm losing my mind. You know, it shows again the delusions that DeeDee had, and Gypsy in particular has delusions. Look at this heart right here. You know, this is so dark, so dark. And this is oppressive for somebody, for DeeDee, in a way, yes, because finally Gypsy, the truth will come out, and that's going to be hard for DeeDee. She really wants to. Whoa, I think DeeDee just came in. I feel her. Something is on the back of my neck and my shoulders again. What do you want? I'm listening. Okay, I don't hear anything else, so I don't feel too much right now other than my back, the back of my heart chakra. Yeah, this is all this speculation going on is oppressive for DeeDee. It is. And so if I just keep going, I can just keep going reading cards, but it's just that I want to do a live with your questions, go live with your questions, and I can answer them in real time then. So that's what I would like to do. I think we have our answers for this person, David Blanchard. Yes, he is a real person. I don't believe he's any real blood relation to Gypsy or DeeDee or Rod. I believe that he may have taken that name so he could have access to their money, their finances, their life. I believe he was there the night of DeeDee's unaliving. I see this feather here. Absolutely, he was the like the master of this. He was the strong one. He is the one who put it all together. I don't know, the anvil just giving me those vibes, and that's the message I'm getting, that he was strong. He strong. He built it. And this feather, usually it's a small feather, small white feather, has to do with hygiene, cleaning something up. I'm not kidding you. I'm into angels. Look, see, I got my feathers. So you think I just one day started picking up feathers and was like, oh, it means that? No, literally feathers have meanings. There's a lot of blood here. I'm a swan. And we have mid-world, so this is not on the earth or in the heavens or even in hell. This isn't some like otherworldly, shadowy place. You know, that's where this took place. It's a ritual. And he has the power of the four winds. He's very powerful at what he does. He witnessed it. He was there to witness the unaliving of DeeDee. Because, you know, I keep getting another energy. I can put myself in the room that night. I can put myself in Gypsy's house that night, the one on, what is it, Volunteer Way, because I can go to the Akashic realm, and I can then from there go to different places astrally, or I can talk to people like who come in that have passed over. I can talk with them directly. People who are alive, I can still tap into their energy. I don't like to do that so much because, you know, it's their privacy. It's your mind, your privacy. But if I read cards, you know, I can get an idea of what their energy is about, and I can just feel it. So we're going to do Gypsy next because I want to know if there's going to be a new trial. Actually, we might just do that. Just do a regular tarot reading. Is there going to be another trial? So, and will Nicholas be free? Because I keep saying the answer's coming up no. But then the more these videos come out, then I'm sorry, they put fireworks on for the new year. Happy New Year! By the way, I already said that in the beginning, but we're wrapping this up now. So yeah, it's the new year now. I wish everyone the best for 2026. And the next reading, I don't know, I'm going to think about it for a little bit. And I'm either going to do another reading on Gypsy and Nick, and should there be another trial, and or another reading with DeeDee. But DeeDee lies. DeeDee lies. Stephanie does not lie. She has, like, here she comes. I just said her name. Here she comes. She has the energy of a kitten. She likes me. she's born the same year as me. I don't remember her birthday, but I know she was born in the same year as me. And she's also in recovery, or she was, for the same drug that I abused. And that's what she did use to unalive herself. And it's so sad. I think maybe she comes to me because she knows that I'm sympathetic to her. And not just like, oh, it's awful that his mother, you know, unalived herself. It's how she did it. You know, that could have easily been me, and it wasn't. God knows I tried, but you know, I'm here today. So yeah, so then I might do DeeDee versus Stephanie. I have a deck right here. So, you know, I got a deck for everybody. Got a deck for lots of different people. Lots of moving parts to this seemingly cut and dry case. It's not. It's anything but. What did that officer say? Things aren't always what they seem. Yep, that's for certain. So that's what we have, you know, a little bit of DeeDee in here. You know, we got a little bit of her. And yeah, I really like that we have, oh, you know what we got right here? Months of the year, right on top. When are things gonna be more discovered? We're reading about this guy, David Blanchard. It looks like he's never gonna go to court. He's gonna get away with it. But let's see, when's the, oh, August. What could happen in 8 months? I don't know. But the number 8 is prosperity and abundance. And the 8th house is, after Scorpio, is Sagittarius, which is right over here. We got as the last card for David Blanchard. But that's more like a healing thing. I don't know. I really don't feel that anything more is coming for him. But, oh yeah, what is the shadow card? The Queen of Pentacles. Now, see, I don't know his wife's birthday, Kim, but he and Kim went in the day of, and they left very quickly as well. It was like they just wanted to check and make sure that, you know, everything was put back together right or something. So let's see. Oh, the World. Yeah, he's not gonna get caught at all. He's not getting caught, but he worries about it. He's a little worried about it, but he's not. I'm just putting that over there because I don't want to get banned. But yeah, we have the World here, and we have another bird figure again with the animals, just like the, what was it, this card, I think, the Medicine Wheel. He has dominion. He has powers. He has a lot of spirit animal powers. And look, we have this, and where else? Whoa, 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 whoa. And we have, where is it? I think it's not Wild Woman. That would be Gypsy. Not the Witness. Not the Wind. Where is it? Where is, oh, the Wheel of Fortune, change. Yeah, things are changing, but it doesn't appear that, like, he's gonna get pulled into this. Things are changing because of Gypsy and the videos that came out. Absolutely, it was a ritual. And he drinks as well to deal with stress. I'm not saying he's an alcoholic. Lots of people have a drink, like, to calm down. He's very successful at getting away with it. But something's coming toward him swiftly, but I don't see it as like the courts or anything. I think it's just money. You know, this has to do with money. Gypsy's money. He probably gets a cut of her money, you know, and because he's the reason why she has it. And we had change over here, right? So this is going to be a change for him, but it's, see, it's the similar symbolism. See, this is an angel with a suitcase. This isn't just an angel watching over infinity. He's very, you know, he's got the luck of the devil. He has to say he's very lucky. Yeah, he has the luck of the devil. And we've got the eagle again, and that was on a different card as well, wasn't it? Yeah, here. He has a lot of spirit animals, but I also see him sacrificing a lot of animals too. The calf again, to go this one with the wings, idolatry. And the lion here, you know, it's the wings are gone. Yeah, see, I already said that. He's really good at putting on a show of being a Christian. You know, he's really, really good at being bad. Like, you know, you can be really, really good at being bad and not get, you know, not like anybody to know about it. I don't know what's going to happen in August. I really don't. All I know is that he's anxious about something. Probably all these videos coming out. I'm going to say the Queen of Pentacles is his wife. Also, there is a woman in his life who is generous and stable. And look, we have another animal here, the goat. Okay. What do they usually show for like satanic rituals? Goat's head, ram's head. That's what we got going on here. For sure. For sure. Who is this woman? Like, again, with the dark of the night, you know? And look, another animal up here. Another goat's head. Definitely a Satanist. Look, and it has wings behind it. I mean, yeah, this is Lucifer. This is satanic, for sure. I'm going to say this is his wife, or, oh my gosh, look, it looks like she's in a wheelchair almost. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, this is not good at all. I mean, oh my goodness, this is just, what? And this is the Queen of Pentacles. It's like she's the earth sign, and Gypsy is a fire sign. Yeah, she's a fire sign, so she's a Leo. So what in good God is going on here? I don't know who this woman is, but definitely he's part of a coven. And for some reason, these videos coming out and Gypsy being scrutinized is a perfect opening beginning for him. It is a year of change because of Gypsy, but he worries. I'm just gonna put that over there because he worries, and I don't want to get banned. But yeah, I don't know who. I'll have to look up his wife's birthday, but it doesn't have to be a woman. It could be a man who possesses the qualities of the earth. Maybe they treated Nicholas like a woman. I don't know. Like, maybe they dressed him up as a woman. I don't know. What I do believe is that once he went into Gypsy's house, he was not himself anymore. You know, he was groomed into believing the things Gypsy told him, and I'm pretty sure at some point, like, he walked in and it's like, welcome to the satanic mass and our sacrifice night. And he's like, what? And he can't, you know, he wants Gypsy so badly he'll do whatever she wants. You know, he's swayed, he's blinded. You know, even she's looking down, you know, because Nicholas, well, he's a Scorpio, but I think, right? Or is he a Taurus with a Scorpio rising? I don't remember. But there was some woman there who had to pretend that she's looking down. She's not paying attention. I like to see Gypsy's full chart because, you know, your sun sign, her being a Leo, doesn't mean 100%. Your ascendancy, your rising sign is what matters. Actually, your rising sign is what matters, not your sun sign so much. Your sun sign is your soul, your core. Your rising sign is what you present to the world, how you go around about your business every day. You know, you don't even really pay attention to your sun sign too much, and then your moon sign is your emotional side. So, you know, there's a part of perhaps Gypsy that is an earth sign. You know, I can't believe that looks like a wheelchair. That's just, I can't make this up. Okay, so Gypsy was there that night. It was definitely a ritual. Gypsy's here twice. Also, look, you see how the Empress is sitting down? And in other decks, the Empress is not always sitting. Okay, it depends on the deck. And she's sitting, and yet again, okay, this is water. So she went and she claimed she hid in the bathroom. She did not hide in the bathroom. She went in the bathroom to clean up after, but you know, she did. She pulled the whole Earth Goddess. This is how Nicholas sees her, and to a weird extent, Rod sees her that way too. And DeeDee, that's what I'm hearing right now. Rod idolizes women as they were his mother. She came in the other day. I think it was his mother. It didn't feel like DeeDee's mother, but again, spirits that come into me have duality. They can lie. Or maybe that's what they believe, you know, so it's not always 100%. So now I'm going on extra long as usual. So let's end this reading now. This is David Blanchard, and we got a little Gypsy in here, and we got a little bit from DeeDee. And next I'm either going to do Gypsy and Nicholas and the possibility of a new trial, or Nicholas getting out of jail. We'll try and ask again. We can ask again. We'll see what happens. And I also want to do, like, with the cards, a reading with DeeDee and Stephanie, so I could do both at the same time, and they can both speak to each other. So yeah. And then, as I said, I'd like to do a live. So again, like, get on the community post page for this channel, please write down your questions so I can be ready when I go live. I'll probably go live over the weekend, this weekend. And also what time is good for you. So depending on where you live in the world. Okay, I'm mostly up towards the nighttime. So anytime after, let's say, 8 o'clock, 9 p.m. Eastern time. I think it's Eastern Daylight Savings at this point, is it? I don't know. It's New York City time right now, and it's now January 1st, 2026. And just let me know, like, I don't know, a chunk of time that works for you, or I'll put up a poll and I'll choose what times, and you just tell me what time, because yes, I'm a Libra, and I would like as many people at the live as possible, so that, because I want to see your questions, scroll up the side of the screen, and then I can answer them as we go along in real time. So and yes, I've been studying Gypsy's case since 2015, and I think it was in my first video about Gypsy. It was a viewer's request. Thank you, Kat. I hope you're having a happy birthday and a happy new year. To do Gypsy Rose Blanchard. Can I do her? I said, actually, yes, I can. I can do her. I know about Gypsy because she wrote to me and other people when she was going up for parole, and she asked us, can you do me a favor? And write to the parole board asking for her early release. And ultimately I was like, no, I will not do that, because I have been following her case, and I have been following her actions in jail, because she only got 10 years and Nicholas got life plus 25. So that didn't rest well with me. And I am that kind of person that will write letters to a parole board, or I'll check, like, I'm against the death penalty. So especially like in Texas, a lot of people who have not earned the death penalty, especially people of color, they get the death penalty, or Native Americans. So I would, I used to be on a mailing list, and I would write about certain inmates, like, I don't believe that they should get the death penalty. Could they please re-examine the case? And so I was keeping an eye, because I don't want you to think like I'm some sort of weird, like obsessed with Gypsy person. I'm not. In fact, I'm starting to look at who to start reading next, because I've heard it and I'm hearing it again. She will not be relevant within 2 years. She'll just be a forgotten memory. So, and my eye has been drawn to this crystal. Hold on, this is a crazy lace agate. Look at that. This is Gypsy's mind. I have all these crystals that I have over here. I glance up, and it's this one that catches my eye. This is Gypsy's mind. This is Gypsy's life. She will be irrelevant in 2 years. Look at that. Yeah. Okay, so with that said, I wish you much love, many blessings, all the best for success in 2026, and happiness and harmony and peace and love and all good things, prosperity. And okay, so I will see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.